Hello once again, Star Wars and Unboxing fans. Welcome to another episode of Darth Tuba's Star Wars Unboxing Show. I'm your host, Darth Tuba, and today we have two very fun but very different items. Okay, we got something old and something new. So I think I want to start with the old, okay? And we're going to get right into it. This is something that I was not aware of until recently, where I actually learned from, of all places, the channel The Junkman. By the way, if anybody is interested, the Junkman does a lot of really cool one-off videos, all about history of toys, not just mostly Star Wars, but a lot of other things as well. He's got an acquired taste. I enjoy him. I recommend him. I think he likes to not take himself or the collecting and fandom too seriously, which I appreciate. So you give him a look and see what you think, if you haven't already done so. But he did a whole thing about other areas that you can find other auction sites other than eBay, and the one he was speaking of specifically was Goodwill, which I thought that's kind of cool. Goodwill is a charitable organization, and I guess people make donations to their organization, and sometimes they decide to put things out to sell instead of just some things they donate, some things they sell to make money for their organization. Now, I know that there's some of these charitable organizations can be questionable as far as where the money goes, and I understand that. So I was not doing this to be charitable necessarily. I was doing this because there was an item on their site that I realized that I don't think I've ever collected. Okay, so, and that is some vintage board games. Okay, so we're going to take a look at this. Now, I'm not a huge modern day board game collector. I think I have one of the versions of Star Wars Trivial Pursuit. I think I have a couple of Star Wars Monopolies, but most of the games that are new games I've either had and then sold off, gotten rid of, donated away, because we're not a game playing family. We don't sit down and have game night like that. We prefer to do other things, but gameplay is just not one of those things. So it's just not something that we've done. We did it a little bit from time to time. But in terms of vintage games, I'm a big fan of all the 70s and early 80s vintage items that have been created. So if I can run across something for a reasonable price, I will do that. So that's what we have here. Now, there are two games in here. I'm going to show this one first, and then I'll put it over here. This was actually Now, board games were very simple, very basic things. I mean, Parker Brothers and whatnot. Every TV show, every franchise whatsoever had a board game, okay? Because board games were just simply, they were easy to do. You just had to print out a few playing pieces, and you would have essentially set up a very basic, spin the wheel, roll the dice, move the character along the board, and then you had a game. So a lot of the games are all the same, but this one is Yoda, the Jedi Master game from The Empire Strikes Back, obviously. Now, the cool thing about this is that you get some really cool art that you don't really see anywhere else, so that's really neat. And then inside the game, now I believe I bought these kind of sight unseen, so I don't know how complete they are, but you got your board. The board's in pretty good shape. All right, you got a couple of little things. I have no idea how to play this game, but if you've ever played any board game, it's like Candyland or Chutes and Ladders. There's all sorts of different things. You have Yoda cards, Jedi cards. It's a pretty simple thing. Inside here, we have our instruction manual, which is always a good thing, so that's cool. We have our spinning wheel. Let me just works well. And then we include some dark side cards and light side cards. And 1, 2, 3. Looks like, except I just dropped one of the pieces. Looks like it's complete. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4. So yeah, it's a complete game. Now, Yoda the Jedi Master game. I'm more of a fan. As I said, I'm not really a gamer. I love the art and the vintage feel of the game. So, and that's great. Now, the thing is this. I have a couple of these games already, and I am pretty sure that I already have Yoda the Jedi Master game. So why would I buy it again? Well, all honesty, this isn't the game I really wanted. The game I wanted was the other game that was part of the lot. And this game is a little bit later, not quite as old as Yoda the Jedi Master. This game came out for Return of the Jedi. And I gotta gently cut this. They bubble wrapped it very nicely, but you gotta be careful not to cut through the bubble wrap. Or if you do that, you run the risk of damaging the box. And these are things that I will say tend to have more value in terms of collectible value because they tended to not last. They are paper, cardboard product. So therefore, you don't really know if you're going to be able to get that. And that is Battle at the Sarlacc's Pit game. Okay, so this was basically, it's a little bit more of a three-dimensional game. I have no idea what was in here. All right, I'm gonna, I'm shaking it around. It's got some stuff in here. So first, let's talk about the art. This is some great, amazing art. I think it's Ralph McQuarrie. I think it is. If not, it's a really good artist rendition of the famous Sarlacc, Battle Above the Sarlacc. Okay, and I'm sure that even though it's a 3D kind of game, it includes all sorts of cool items. So let's see. We have so it looks like it's been played because everything is still set up, but it looks like it's in pretty good shape. The cardboard has not been overly damaged. No, this looks, this looks in pretty good shape. We've got, let me see what the, comes with the instructions. Okay. I think, it has the kind of the setup. This is looking pretty darn good. It's got the folding cards. It's got the Return of the Jedi. Let me just make sure that I'm. All right, so it looks like it's got the. I just want to see one quick thing in this. Return of the. Okay, so I'm looking at the cards. Now the only thing I'm a little bit concerned with is if there are cards missing, but I don't know. It looks like everything is here. Everything is here. There's the cards. They just the last time whoever played this last just rubber banded them all together. But my favorite are the playing pieces. Because unlike the original Yoda game, which was just a cardboard stand-up, you've got some playing pieces, almost like chess pieces. You've got the Gamorrean Guard. Let me see if we can get a little close up. I mean, for a game, that's a pretty cool piece. That's a good playing piece, right? So you got the Gamorrean Guard. You got... Who else we got here? Let me... Now, of course, these are very cheap plastic figures. Looks like we got Chewbacca. We got a very oddly painted Boba Fett, which is kind of strange looking. Might not be. Yeah, these are, I mean, obviously, I mean, they're very well, certainly well detailed. There's Luke. You have a lot of guards, okay, because that's like they're like the pawns, so to speak. You have Jabba. Here he is. I'm impressed at how well this game is held up. And looks like you have, let me just, there's about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 Gamorrean guards. Not exactly sure. You got Han. I think it's Han and Leia, although Leia doesn't look like what Leia normally. I think they adopted Leia's Endor look. I guess they didn't want to put her running around in a slave outfit. And then I guess this is just another guard from the Barada, Klatooian kind of things. Yeah, looking at the pictures, they have definitely seen better days. I will say that the Gamorrean guards are painted great, but the rest of them look like they've been fading over the years. So, which is fine. I mean, that's these are never meant to last. So, and these are made of a very cheaper plastic. So, but all in all, the game is in great shape, and it's a game I've been trying to find for my, basically ever since, I saw the game back in back in the day, and I was like, oh, that's a cool game. I want to play that one, and now I can. So there's your Battle at the Sarlacc Pit game. So that is something old. Okay, we call that the vintage. Now we're going to do something new, and that's our Culturefly Box, which seems to come every couple of months. And we have speaking of Jawa, we have, is it Jawa or is it, no, this isn't Jawa. This is, well, speaking of Tatooine, this is a kind of a Tatooine themed Culturefly Box. In fairness, I keep forgetting to unsubscribe. So I just forget. And so every couple of months they send me another one of these. It's like, I think it's quarterly. And I figured, well, I've already done 2. So here's the third one. The first one we did was Hoth themed. Then it was Dagobah themed. Now we have this one, which is Tatooine themed. Now, I will be honest with you, folks. These subscription boxes, I like them. But as a collector with so much Star Wars out there, this is something that is a buyer beware kind of thing. The way subscription boxes work is that, you know, you're going to get, they say if you pay $50, you're supposed to get like maybe $75 or $100 worth, quote unquote, of material. Okay, so you're kind of buying in bulk, if you will, but you don't know what you're buying. You're getting basically a blind box of stuff. Maybe, you know, and usually people get the same. You know, sometimes they'll be random, but sometimes it'll be, you know, like in this case, everybody's going to get the same thing, and it usually comes up with some kind of an article of clothing, some kind of a pin, a patch, a hat, maybe, you know, that kind of thing. It just depends on what they decide to do. So they do a really cool thing with this. They do a nifty box art, okay, that basically does all of this cool art from relating to A New Hope, relating to Tatooine. So that's really cool. It does, you know, encourage people to keep the box, okay? So you got your entrance to the cantina, you got a Jawa over here, you got the, I think it's a Garadon or whoever the spy is, okay? And then it just says Star Wars Galaxy Box on the bottom and top, okay? So let's open her up and see what we got. Now, I will say that, like I mentioned, everything that's in this box, everybody will get if you do it. I don't think there's a randomness to it. But there are some pretty cool things, okay? Wow, this one has quite a bit of cool things. Let's start with the canvas art print. This is neat, nifty. Docking Bay 94. So this is the kind of thing, this is like some deep cut art that you can put up like somewhere. I had a few of I think the Hoth one came with the sticker that 3PO, it was a metallized version of the sticker that 3PO that had the Wampas, like a warning label, like that they had Wampas stored in a kind of prison area, and 3PO, as he was being chased by snowtroopers, ripped off the label so the snowtroopers would go in there and get beat up by the Wampas. Well, that was a deleted scene, and they made a sign out of that. So Docking Bay 94, I like the deep cut stuff, so that is cool. In addition, we have what looks like a set of coasters. I'm going to open these up because I want to see what exactly these look like. So some interesting stuff. Now, you know, the household items are great with Star Wars. I love them. I think they're really fun. But I also think that sometimes, you know, how many set of coasters do you need, you know? But this one has, oh, this is cool though. Yeah, you've got, basically they're taking some, what I believe is some more Ralph McQuarrie art, and they're taking like an image. There's the band, there's the Cantina band. Some aliens. And some more aliens. And I'll, I don't know if I can do this. Well, I'm going to use my canvas here to kind of help. If you put them together, I think you get kind of this cool puzzle. See what I'm saying? So pretty nifty, pretty neat. And it is Ralph McQuarrie art. So that is kind of cool. Personally, I don't know if I would actually use these as coasters. I'd probably end up putting these in a frame because it's about 8.5 by 11. I'd probably end up just framing this as a piece. So I don't know. We'll see. But okay, we got more Star Wars ice cube tray, which includes the Imperial and the Rebel Alliance. That's cool. They also, by the way, hint, I've done this, they work as chocolate molds as well. You can do them for butter. You can do all sorts of things with them. Jello shots, whatever you want. I do recommend, however, that you clean them very well before use. These are the kind of things I like to have around because they will come in useful if I ever have like a Star Wars. Nowadays, with Disney Plus releasing new Star Wars series, we've been coming out of the pandemic. We've started doing things with, having little Star Wars viewing parties. So this is the kind of a cool thing. Make up some ice or make up some little pieces of chocolate, and it's kind of a cool thing. So that's bravo to that. And of course, you got to have your Jawa bottle opener. Okay, which is great. I do already have about 5 Star Wars bottle openers, so I don't know if I'm going to be keeping that or not. Okay, we have, this is nice. This is a little postcard, but it's really just a card that gives you, what you're getting in here, which I would show you, but why show you on the card when I can just show you here? Okay. See, Cantina includes the Cantina band, and the Cantina band is my absolute favorite, as you've seen on previous. This is the last few episodes. It's so fun. The last few episodes have been. Oh wow! This is. Oh wow! Oh, look at that! A nice little Stein mug or whatever. So cool. Love it. Love it. All right, this is staying. This is not going to get sold off. This is not going to get removed. This is not going anywhere. That is going to be where I have my frosty beverage of choice. So that is cool. All right, and all right. I got to say that this has been a really good one because we have not even finished. We're not even coming close to finishing yet. All right, we got an enamel Obi-Wan pin. Very nice. So that's cool. We have a pencil holder. A Star Wars pencil holder. Who knew? Who knew we needed an R2 to hold our pencils? Now, I don't think this is... I can't tell if this is ceramic or if this is... It's kind of heavy. But I do think it's, in fact, a plastic one. Yeah, it's plastic. But I kind of like it's kind of in a rock formation, so not bad. That's cool. Don't know if I'm going to keep that one or not. We'll have to wait and see. And our last, let me just get this one back in here. Reeboks. Is there anything else besides? Oh, nope. There's more. Ooh. Oh. Figrin Dan and the Modal Nodes. Live music nightly. Chalmun's Cantina, Mos Eisley. Look at that. Now, interesting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's been an argument. Is it 5 or is it 6? In this case, they say 5. But this is cool. They even have a tour shirt on the back. Where are they touring? Galactic Tour, Tatooine, Coruscant, Bespin, Naboo. Alderaan is crossed out. All right, that's fun. Corellia, Mon Calamari, Navarro. Ooh, even like some newer ones. Scarif, Takodana, and Cantonica. That is cool, and it's a 3, like a mid-size shirt, not a t-shirt, which is great because I have a ton of t-shirts. So this will find a way in the collection and in the wearable part. And then last but not least, certainly, ooh, this is nice. It's like it's just a canvas bag, but it's got a little bit more heft to it. It's got a little zipper in the front. Mos Eisley Trading Company, shipping and salvage. So that's cool. And the box itself even has some more art on the inside. So pretty cool stuff. What I generally do with this is I kind of pick and choose. There'll be some items that I will keep, and there'll be some items that will get put out for the next yard sale because, that's okay. But this one had a lot I'm keeping. I'm definitely keeping the shirt. I'm definitely keeping the mug, the Docking Bay 94, maybe the coasters, and the ice maker. So there's a lot in there that can be used. And again, the box, and again, the box is made of a nice kind of a sealed cardboard, so it's got a shiny sheen to it. It's got a little bit more heft and a little more protection to it, so you can use it to store these things or other things as well. And I would say though, this is not my favorite box of theirs. I mean, their Hoth box had a lot more art on it, and the Dagobah one as well. So this one was okay, but not as good as the other one. So that'll do it for today's episode of Darth Tuba Star Wars Unboxing Show. A little bit of old, a little bit of new. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, leave a comment, like, subscribe, all that other stuff. Check me out on Instagram and Twitter at Darth Tuba. Check out the War of the Stars podcast, and wherever you can find podcasts. And until next time, may the Force and the toys be with you.